Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself, Fox, here on the show tonight is your Billy and my mucker, Jaffa. Evening, gentlemen.
All right, Ox, good evening.
Evening,
Billy, how are you doing? Not bad, pal.
Evening, Ox, evening, Jaffa.
How we doing, Billy boy?
I am sound, mate. Looking forward to the show. And the game, no more, buddy. You're good, sir?
I think I am good, mate. I am good. I think we'll go again the more, Jaffa.
I know it's been kind of it's a bit like a bad weather situation, isn't it? You got to clear the clouds and see what's ahead of you. So yeah, right. We've got a game. It's important, Ox. It's absolutely important. We've got to go out and win.
I think we'll be coming into it with one of these hangovers, Billy, that you've had after a bad night out. You know, it's not going to be, oh, what a night that was. It's going to be a different kind of hangover, huh?
Definitely, mate. It's about getting the hangover out the road and getting back to league duty and keeping that the league run going, bud. And trying to, obviously, we'll need to bounce back after last week. That's the bottom line. But it's league duty, mate, and we've not been beating the league yet. So we're playing at home against a team we should be beating. So I'm looking forward to the show tonight and looking forward to the game no more. Bring it on, mate.
Every game's important, Jaffa, for our club, you know. But obviously, when you lose a big game, it hurts. When you lose a big game against a certain team, you feel the pain more. But look, it's happened before, and I'm sure it'll happen again. But we just have to grit our teeth, get behind the team, rightly or wrongly. People have opinions, and move on.
Yeah, that's that's life at Glasgow Rangers, Ox. That's just the way it is. We've still got games to win. We absolutely can't just throw the towel in and start losing games left, right, and centre. It'll affect the momentum. It'll affect everything at the club. So the players that are playing tomorrow, and I dare say some of them will be the ones that were playing last weekend. I hope there's a few changes, though, Ox. I hope that team. Yeah. I hope that team.
I'm going to ask you two questions. I'll give you time to think about it before I come in. I'm going to ask you two questions about the team tomorrow. I'm going to ask you about the team you think the team will be. And I'm then going to ask you what your team would be to be different for it. Two different questions, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You got to know that, Billy. Right on the back of your hand so you don't forget.
I'll write it in the back. I'll write it in the back of my head, Ox.
How'd you read that? Where'd you stick your head to read that?
I've got one of the wing mirror things. You know one of the wing mirrors? I just stick it on my head and I'll do it that way, buddy.
You'll get that for JML.
JML. Amazon.
You wash your flair while you're at it with a fancy cloth, Jaffa?
Absolutely, aye. Whilst watching the telly.
Do your windies with your legs.
JML, entertainment and Asda.
Right, okay. The reaction is it overhyped or is it justified in your opinion? Honest opinion, people. We'll go to you, Billy, because you've been on this week and you've been chopping it a bit, and obviously we've had you in medication.
No, I don't think it's no an overreaction, Ox, because the bottom line here was the performance just was not good enough for a Rangers team in a cup final. And people can dress it up any way they like. They can make excuses all they want. Glasgow Rangers, as a football team, last Sunday did not turn up for that cup final. Both for the managerial staff, they got it wrong, and collectively as a team and individually. So I don't think it was over the top, the reaction. We want to beat our greatest rivals, as I said prior last week. It doesn't matter what it is, Tiddlywink, Stravs, Dominoes, or whatever the case may be. We want to beat Glasgow Celtic. That's who we've got to beat to win trophies in Scotland. And we fell short last week. It's as simple as that. So it's, in my book, Ox, Jaffa, it's totally justified.
Okay. Is it, you're playing devil's advocate, Billy, is it the fact that we lost the game, or is it the fact that how we lost the game?
I would say both, Ox, dear. I would say both.
You know, you can lose the game, play really well, and be mugged, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if we went, see for talk's sake, Ox, right? See if we went out last Sunday and we put a team out in the park and we matched Celtic all over the park, right? And for talk's sake, the game finished 1-0 or 2-1, and it was a brilliant football move for Celtic, or a stunning free kick flying right into the top corner. Then you put your hands up there and you say, well, listen, we got beat with a bit of skill, we got beat with a brilliant football move. And you put your hands up and say, well, we were unlucky, we'll take that one on the chin. But it was the manner of the way we got beat.
Last week.
Last week. That's what frustrated me, all the guys, and 100% of the Rangers support.
Jaffa, that was a funny game. Sometimes you can play really well and get beat, and you come away and you go, like, I'm still going back to it, like the 2019 League Cup final, where we played really well. It was a long time ago now, etc. But we should have won the game, and we never would get mugged. This was different, huh?
Yeah, it was different, Ox. For me, it was the performance, Ox. That's what you're right. The way you asked that question there, was it the performance or was it the result? I'm not saying I would have accepted the result, but I think the result, if you've threw everything at it and you've turned up, but as we covered over the shows throughout the week, Ox, without going over the same parts here, for me it was a naive team selection and it was a gutless performance. And I can't see it any other way. And I've heard everybody else, all the guys on here and various other pundits, and I think essentially everybody's saying the same thing, aren't they? There was just so many elements of the team, the selection of the team just didn't turn up. So for me, it was a performance.
I was talking to somebody who will remain nameless today. How do I put this? Who said to me that his disappointment as the week has grown, and when he heard the press conference yesterday, he took one thing out of it. That Michael Beale didn't think it was the right thing to do to make the substitution at half time. If it's the right thing to do to win the football match, it doesn't matter about people's feelings or whatever. That's his role. And that's the way you get paid today, make big calls. Billy?
110% correct, Amundo. Listen, I was screaming at half time, right? Because I seen the way the game was going. I says, he's got to change this at half time. All the fans could see what was going on. Michael Beale is sitting in the stand or sitting in the dugout, wherever he was at Hampden, watching what was going on. And I get and I understand that he's maybe sent his players out for the first half and gave them a game plan to go out and execute. And it's maybe no went the way that he thought it would go. So he's obviously said, right, I'll get the players in at half time. I'll go over things that they're doing wrong, and then I'll send them out again and try and make them go and play the way he wanted them to play for the first whistle. And it was never going to happen. It was never going to happen as fly in the air. These changes had to be made at half time in my book. And then we go 2-0 down, and it still took him 5 or 10 minutes to change it, make the 3 substitutions, Ox. I mean, come on, this is a cup final we're playing in here. Obviously, everybody on the planet has seen what was going wrong. We were getting overrun in the midfield. The 3 players in the midfield who played in that 4-3-3 were never up to his flying air, and They changes should be made at half time. Now, I'm sorry.
Cheers, mate.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, when you go.
So, Jaffa, I'm talking about any game now with 5 substitutes. People's feelings don't come into it. If it's the right decision, it's the right decision.
I didn't understand that comment, Ox. I heard it yesterday. There was a couple of things in it that he said that was, for me, was quite worrying, and that was one of them. Was the fact that he said he didn't want to throw players under the bus. I don't.
Did they throw him under the bus?
Well, precisely, Ox, and I don't even know where that kind of train of thought comes from, to be perfectly honest with you. It's got nothing to do with throwing any players under the bus. The objective was to win the trophy. Does it matter how you do it or what players you use to do it? Does it matter? I mean, what would have happened if John Lewsom had pulled up with a hammy after 15 minutes? He would have needed to change it. The players in the dressing room before they go onto the park, the 18 players or the substitutes, the pool of players that it can be called on, they're all in it together. It's a combination of that whole team effort that gets you over the line. I didn't understand it, Ox. I don't understand. I think what he's alluding to is the media reaction. I think that's what he's alluding to.
Well, you know how sensitive I am, Jaffa, yeah?
Oh, I know. Especially with a crocodile teeth.
Right, so, well, the game's changed, mate. You've got 5 subs now. Making substitutes at half time without injury will be part of the game now. It's part of the game. You've got 5 subs.
I know, Ox. That was what was frustrating as well. There was clearly, listen, back to what you were saying earlier on there. I get where you're coming from now. That's where the manager's earns his bread and butter at half time. And listen, sometimes you've got to be brave. You've got to be brave and make big calls, and it doesn't matter if it's 15 minutes into the game, 20 minutes into the game, half time, or whatever it is in the second half, extra time, or whatever the case may be. The manager's bread and butter is making big decisions in big games, or any game for that matter, to win that football match. And we fell short big time. And the guy, that one, in my opinion, Michael Beale's got to put his hands up there and say that was on him. Because
I don't want him putting his hands up. I don't want him saying anything. I want him to learn for it.
Well, yeah, that's a great call. I know, Ox, you've got to learn from your mistakes. But what we're talking about here is that's twice now in 2 Old Firm games that he's made boo-boos with substitutions, and you would have thought he'd maybe learned for the first game. Well, that's 2 games now. We've still got a couple of Old Firm games to go, both out at that mob's ground and at Ibrox. And let's hope that he doesn't make the same mistakes again, because if he does, he better button down the hatches.
Because let's be honest, Jaffa, here I'm going to ask you a question. If he was with his previous boss and he advised him and gave him things to say, what do you think he'd have been saying to him?
Would you think his previous boss would be saying to him?
No, what do you think Beale would have been saying to his previous boss when he was with your club?
Oh, sitting in the dugout watching that, you need to change it.
You've answered my question, yeah.
But that's my point, Ox. I think he seems to be more worried about the mood in the camp and about throwing people under the bus than actually winning the football match. And I'm afraid to say, Ox, if he continues with that mantra moving forward, that's going to be his undoing. He did have some credit in the bank, but you've just said there, or Billy said there, we've still got them to play twice. If we don't get a response, Ox, with this team over those East coming games, then he's put himself under severe pressure, real pressure.
Aye.
Ox, do you mind if I just come in just to
No, I'm going to make a big call.
Right.
No. Carry on, Billy.
Oh, listen, this is no mine or your words or Jaffa's or anybody else's. Michael Beale told us in the press conference when he signed, he wanted players to come in to the first team. That's what he said, or along these lines. He wanted players to come in and hit the ground running. That was his words. No, he tried right through that January window to get the 2 players. He tried to actually get 3 players. He only got 2. Right, so he tried to get the players, and he never played them in the biggest game so far this season.
I can understand that. I can understand why he never played them. I can understand how he never selected them, Billy, to start the game. But what I can't understand is how they never get selected in front of guys who obviously, to everybody, weren't fit. That's the issue.
Yep.
Yeah, he said they were fit yesterday, Ox.
Well, there's a difference, Jaffa, isn't there? Well, put it this way, we're cutting them slack, saying they weren't fit. If they were fit, they were even worse. The performance was even worse than you're giving them credit for, Jaffa.
100%, Ox. I couldn't agree more with you. I totally agree with that. And that's the bit. I think he's muddling up his press conferences, because I think I'm saying he didn't want to throw them under the bus. What he's actually alluding to is he doesn't want to come out now and say they weren't fit, because not only would it make him look a bit suspect and even more questionable, it would say to the players, well, why are you declaring yourself fit when you clearly aren't fit? And how are they getting through the medical process? Oh, because I'm afraid, and I think every Rangers fan I've spoke to since the weekend, I don't think anybody has come to any other conclusion than that at least 2 of the players weren't fit in that team. John Lundstrom and Malik Tillman were definitely not fit.
Ox.
Yes, Billy.
Do you know this, buddy, right? Now, the gaffer came out and he says he would take the same players that were obviously injured, they'd all be declaring themselves fit on Friday, i.e. Friday before the cup time, the cup final on the Sunday, right? Now, if they guys are all declaring themselves fit, he's been watching them in training all week. Now, he's obviously had an idea of what his starting 11 would have been. What I can't get my head round is, for talking sake, the three in that midfield, especially Tillman and Lundstrom, why did they not get any late fitness tests, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning before the cup final? Because surely if they're carrying knocks or they're coming back for injury and they've trained all week, whatever they've been carrying could have flared up before the game. So why did they not get any late fitness tests to prove their fitness before the final? And then they go and they put that performance up. There's nobody out there will tell me the guys.
Billy, calm down. We've had it all week. We're having a calm conversation. You're calm. Jaffa, you'd like to think, if they've been training for 4 days, they've proved their fitness. The trouble with fitness and able to do things is different in the heat of the battle, isn't it?
Absolutely, Ox, especially a game with the intensity that an Old Firm game is going to bring, and they always bring that. And as we've all discussed again, Ox, and I've heard various other the panellists on Rangers Radio say throughout the week, Old Firm games, we knew how they were going to play, Ox. We absolutely knew how they were going to play, and that's why I say it was a naive. It was naive if he thought that Celtic were going to do anything other than what they'd done, which was play at a high tempo. And you've got to be at the peak of your fitness to do that. Even training, what he sees in training doesn't mean to say you're match fit. I mean, we know that John Lundstrom's last game was on the the 4th of Feb, I think it was, against Ross County, where he came off after 11 minutes.
Aye.
So he's not played for 3 weeks.
Diving in that swimming pool, and you looked majestic, and then you've done a few lengths. For a minute, you were fit, but you weren't Tom Daly or Michael Phelps, were you?
Just the very fact that you've mentioned Jaffa and length in the same question makes me happy.
When you came out of the swimming pool, there was definitely no length. Right, but
did you come out of the swimming pool at James Bond or Flute Bond, Jaffa?
Memories, great memories.
With you, it was memories. Right, so we all agree that to us they didn't look match fit. I think that they'll have trained for 3 or 4 days, proved their fitness. They made a call. You'd like to think that the manager spoke to them 1-to-1. Everybody selected for the game, whatever he decides to go, what way he does it, and he went for it. And it backfired, right or wrongly. No, it can work both ways. 2 of them could be man of the match, and we wouldn't even be discussing that, but never. And they look to the naked eye unfit, Billy. No unfit that they couldn't. They're no athletic or nothing, but they didn't look match fit, or they weren't fit in the head because of the knock had affected them. That can happen as well.
Well, listen, right, what I'll do here is, right, I'll cut the gaffer some slack and I'll say, right, they were fit, but they weren't. They definitely weren't match fit. Now, when you're going to set up the system, the gaffer did the 4-3-3 against Celtic. Now, he's obviously done that 4-3-3 because Celtic like to break with the runners 4 and 5 at a time, and your man McGregor just goes and collects the ball and he starts to start the moves off. Now, if you're going to have runners running against you, you've got to have guys that's match fit in that team to match the runners, because they want to run in behind you and run after you. So the 3 guys that he played, they weren't match fit then. So if somebody's no match fit, how can they go and chase runners with guys that are fit? That's the issue here as well. If you want to, if they want to go down that road.
All right. So the point is, I think the support's making it, Michael. You're going to learn when you open your mouth that everything. You know at Queen's Park Rangers, you're at Glasgow Rangers. Everything you say is dissected, Jaffa. Come on, Jaffa.
Sorry, Bridgeman. Ox, apologies. The thing about Michael Beale and all the media have been commenting on it is that he says loads and he gives them loads. I think he needs to turn that down a wee bit, Ox, in my opinion. I think he needs to draw the horns in a wee bit. Even during the January window where he was getting press and update and he's warm on these players. He shouldn't be saying that. I know a lot of people don't want to hear we'll not discuss anything until the player's signed. Well, I'm afraid you shouldn't be discussing anything until the player's signed. And the way that he talks, the information he gives you about the players and how they're all feeling and how they're all training, and he's going to play this system, he's going to play that system in press conferences. I think he's shown his hand too much, Ox. That's my honest opinion.
Some of that I slightly disagree with. He can talk about whatever he likes. What I don't like is if you say things and then you don't quite carry it through, you get left open to criticism, even though you're maybe only making a throwaway comment, Billy. Yeah?
Correct, Ox. The press, we know how the press works up here. We know how they perceive our club. So the little we can give him to write about, the better. I think he's actually been a casualty of his own honesty with the press.
Possibly. Possibly, mate. That's a fair shout. Right, okay, we've had a wee debate there. We'll get these phone lines opened.
Let's get the bells in.
On, boys.
Yeah, got it on.
Yeah. And I seen you used to be a hard hats on. I thought I was interviewing for village people. Right, okay. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, everybody's fit. Players are coming back. 2 players are out injured for the rest of the season. One's not a surprise, but a concern. Tom Lawrence. The other one shocked me. I thought he was somebody who would be coming back to fitness. He was with a shoulder. Plays for 10 minutes, ends up with a calf injury. Kemar Roof out for the season. Help me, Jaffa.
Unbelievable, looks in it. Unbelievable. You know, if things couldn't get any duller throughout the week, you get that kind of news. I don't know where to begin with, Ox. I really don't. I mean, to be honest with you, they came our roof for me. I heard you talking last night and talking about who would you keep and Olber and stuff with his list and things like that, which was very concise, I have to say. I think we just need to wash our hands with Kemar Roof, and if we can get him away out of the club, I don't think that's ever a situation that's going to rectify itself, folks. In all honesty, and there's a whole list there. I know I heard you chatting about it last night. It was a great debate last night, I have to say.
Aye, he must be the unluckiest or the or he's just one of these guys. I don't know how to sum it up. I don't want to get personal, but our problem is, like everybody, it's revenue at the club week in, week out, you know, to stop us going forward. Billy, I feel sorry for the boy Tom Lawrence. I feel sorry for Roof as well. You know, but it just sums up the season, if I'm being honest, Billy.
The injury list has been incredible. So, listen, I don't know if it's down to training methods, warming up methods, sports science, the medical team, how we're training, how we're warming up before games, how we're warming down after games, how we're warming down after training. I've not got a clue, but regarding Tom Lawrence, I thought Tom Lawrence was starting to impose himself in the team when we first got him there, and he's just been unlucky with his injury. And then obviously we thought we were going to get him back, then he had a wee setback, and then he knew he's broke down again. So my best wishes go to Tom Lawrence. As for Kemar Roof, I'm with Jaffo on this one. We knew what we got with when we signed Kemar Roof, so if the club and Kemar Roof and his agent could come to some kind of agreement to move Kemar Roof on, because he's just sitting there picking up a wage, and Rangers Football Club are getting absolutely nothing for it, nothing. So I'd be looking to move Kemar Roof on in the summer.
I would reckon that would cost you a mil minimum, because he ain't going anywhere, Jaffa.
No, that's true, Ox. And to be fair to the lad himself, it's maybe a bit unfair on me to say, let's just move him on and end the contract. I don't mean it as brutal as that. I do feel for the guy. I mean, he's a decent enough lad, and listen, he's done nothing wrong for us. He's scored goals when he's come on, and I like Kemar Roof a lot. I think the Kemar Roof, the footballers, he's a really good lad, and he's good. He was good for us, but the problem is, Rox, he's just not fit enough. And I think the crossroads that we're coming to with a few of the other players in the team as well, they're not contributing, and we need to, if it is possible, to move the lad on. Fine, fair enough. If he can get him fit by the end of the season, or he can get his fitness himself up to a level that he could possibly pick a contract up somewhere else. I just mean for us as at Rangers and our club, I think the time has come where we need guys that are fit in the dressing room. After this season and the amount of injuries we've had, we need fitness levels beyond all fitness levels if we're going to try and push for a title next season.
Anyway, talking about people who's never fit, we've been joined by old Davey. How are we doing, Davey?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing great. I've been listening all week. I just sort of waited till the dust would settle down a wee bit, but we've got to move on. How you doing, Jaffa? How you doing, Billy?
All right, pal.
Hi, Davey. How you doing?
Aye, well, I just picked up earlier there what Jaffa said, and I picked up on it as well. And the thing that worried me about what Beale's been saying is when he mentioned that throwing people under the bus, I just didn't wash for me. And that just to me just summed up his whole team selection. But anyway, that's not what I was going to ask you anyway, but I picked up on that and I thought it was a very good point. I think, apart from everything we've been going over, I think what we need, what we don't need, I think there's a real serious, something needs to be looked into the medical team. It needs to be looked at big time because there's definitely something not happening there. It's not happening. And what we're getting, it's just, we say bad luck. That you can have so much bad luck. But I just think that's needed. You get that sorted out, you might get somewhere. That's just my opinion.
I don't think you'll be alone in thinking that, Davey. I think we talked about it the other night, Jaffa, and then I'll go to Billy with the same question. Players get injured. Every club's got injuries. We couldn't name you the players that are injured at other clubs. This looks worse. What seems to happen is somebody goes out with an injury. They tell you it's going to be 6 weeks. You get it. There's certain muscle injuries. You know roughly what the timeline's going to be. And then it seems to take forever, Jaffa. You know, that's the issue, you know.
Absolutely, Ox. Aye. I mean, I've never. I mean, even I do remember. I was listening to some of the lads the other night. They were talking about back when Kuznetsov in the 90s and stuff, Ox, when we had a spell of bad injuries. But I've never. It was that even then was nothing like what this is. I mean, I don't know what peak numbers, how many players were injured. It was definitely double figures. And it could well still be double figures.
Well, let's go. Let's look at that. Who's been injured this season? You've had Suter, Hollander, Davis, Golson, just at centre backs, yeah? Ridvan, there you go. That's Tavi. That's 5 players. I think at all times, each of our goalies has been injured. Yeah, including McCrory. I think there's been times where they've had to come in because of injury, yeah? You've had Lundstrom injured, Ryan Jack's been injured, Glenn Kamara's been injured, Stephen Davis has been injured, Scotty Arfield's been injured, Cholak's been injured, Morelos has been injured, Ryan Kent's been injured,
Tom Lawrence,
Hadji. Yeah, no, you're not talking about missing one game. We missed him. As far as I can make it, just with his fashion and Scott Wright, they've been injured.
No. Scott Wright definitely not.
Scott Wright got injured putting his tie on.
I think Scott Wright had to list again because he had a hair out of place, Billy.
Ox, do you know how many? I just sat and counted. Do you know how many players that is here, buddy? 17. 33-year squad. That's incredible. That's absolutely horrendous.
It's not right.
Wait a minute, I'm not finished yet. Lowry's been injured. Horner's been injured. Who else? Think. Tillman's had an injury, hasn't he? He got his ankle knocked.
Yeah,
another 3. Yeah. You know.
Hadji.
Say to him, you're right, Billy, but you know, you cut some of them slack because Hadji's was a horrendous, just unlucky, and you know it's going to take forever to come back. But I mean, I'll go to the Vilnius Ridvan injury. It's a hammy, and it seems to have took forever. You know, they're 6 to 8 weeks of badging, and then that's October to March, Davey, and he's still not playing.
Yeah, well,
hello?
Hello? I'll cut across you, David. We'll be joined by John from Canada. Evening, John.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
John.
Hey, John.
Hi, John.
Okay, got a dilemma for tomorrow's game.
Yes, mate.
Say Michael starts Raskin and Cantwell, and Raskin puts on a clinic, and Cantwell has a good game too. What are the supporters going to say regarding them not playing last week?
Oh, I think you know where you're going with this one. Yes, there'll be criticism towards the team selection last week. Jaffa?
Well, John, I've actually got Raskin in my team for tomorrow and Cantwell. And I had a similar kind of thought as to what the outcome would be after the game if the two of them have a blinder. It's going to leave Michael Beale with certainly a couple of questions in the press conference after it, isn't it?
Well, do you think Michael Beale would start both of them?
I think he will tomorrow, yeah. I happen to believe he probably will start both of them tomorrow.
Well,
with the possible repercussions from what could, if they played well, it would blow back in his face.
He would get more criticism. While you're on, John, I'll get the boys' team. I'll get what they think the team will going to be, and then we'll see what their team would be. Jaffa, you can go first. Give us what you think the team will be, Jaffa.
Yeah, I think the team will be Tavernier, Golson, Davies, Barisic at the back with McGregor. And I think in the middle of the park, I think he'll probably play Raskin and Jack with Sakala, Cantwell, Kent and Morelos.
And what would your team be?
Devine,
mine?
Golson,
Davis,
Barisic, Raskin and Jack, Sakala, Cantwell, Wright and Cholak.
Can you run that forward three by me again, Jaffa?
Sakala, Cantwell and Wright.
You're breaking up there, Jaffa. Right, okay. So there's the thing. He thinks the team will be different, and people. I'll come to you in a minute, Billy. Yep. John, I think you're spot on. There'll be more criticism if they boys play well tomorrow. The manager's made a rod for his end back. John?
Yes. What do you want, my team?
What do you think the team will be, yeah?
Oh, strictly guesswork. Yeah. I'll tell you the team I would put out.
Wait a minute, John. There's a
McGregor.
We could get more players injured before the game tomorrow.
Oh, you get good hospitals in Scotland. What the hell?
You think so, John? You've obviously not been for a while.
Well, I get stitched up in the Royal. My team would be McGregor, Devine, and then Golson, Davies, Borna, Raskin, Jack, Cantwell, Sakala. Oh, I hate to say this. Morelos and Kent.
Similar, Jaffa. Aye. I think the point you made is fantastic, Billy. The manager, if they two boys come in tomorrow, look fit, hungry, and play well, there will be questions asked, Billy.
That's a racing certainty. Of course, they're going to ask questions, because the first thing they're going to say, well, how did they boys not play last week? They were coming in and they put on that performance tomorrow. I know it's a wee bit hypothetical what we're talking about, but at the same time, there's a very, very strong possibility. Now, the gaffer will need to be clever here, because, as you say, Docs, he could be building a rod for his own back here, because either that or he could be defiant and play maybe a similar team to what played in the cup final, with maybe one or two changes in that starting 11. And if he does that, then he's obviously, well, listen, I don't know what could happen. You know what I mean? What kind of performance we could cut in with it if he went that way as well. But it's got to be very, very interesting tomorrow to see what his starting 11 is going to be, because it certainly wasn't good enough last Sunday.
Oh, okay. John, have you got any other points for us, mate?
No, just something I've been mulling over all day, and it was annoying me actually, and I thought I'll call in and get guys that know what they're talking about, because I don't know.
I'll tell you what, that's the first time anybody's ever said that to us on this show with all David being on.
Well, of course, don't forget, Ox, I've never been accused of being a good judge of character.
Thanks very much. You did call me a gentleman once, so I fully understand.
Okay, good night, and enjoy the game tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Cheers, John. Cheers. Great
Cheers,
to
John.
see you, mate.
Brilliant.
What a nice guy, Davey. You could take a leaf out of his book.
He's definitely getting his shows mixed up. Fabulous. Nah, that's the best show in town, guys. It was very to the point. He put his point over very well.
Aye, all the way from Ontario in Canada. So I don't think some of these players realise there's guys walking about the other side of the world with their face tripping them all week because of what happened at Hampden last Sunday. Davey?
Well, you just summed it all up in that couple of sentences there, mate. I'm totally 110% behind you. Regarding what we're talking about, the teams for tomorrow, I would go with Jaffa's selection, but I wouldn't put it right in. No, he's. I wouldn't put. I know that's easy to say, but I can't see what that boy will do for that team. And if the Morelos, I would take him out and I'd put in Kolak.
Right, Billy. What's your team for the morning? Your team.
It's virtually the same as Jaffa's, apart from one player. So it'd be McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davies, Borna, Jack, Raskin, Kent, Cantwell, Sakala. But I would start Kolach for the start.
So your midfield's Jack, Raskin and Cantwell up front, Kolach, Kent, and who was the other one? Sakala?
Aye, 4-2-3-1.
Right. So what do you think the team will be?
Listen, I'm just putting a team together here for as flying there. I'll go McGregor, Tav, Borna, Davis. That's 4, isn't it?
No.
No.
You missed 2 goals.
Sorry, Golson, yep. Same back 4, and it'll be Lundstrom, Cantwell, Hadji, Morelos, and Kent.
Hadji, that'll be interesting. Right, David, what's your thing?
Well, more or less what Billy was saying, but I would have 2. I don't think. Well, you're asking what you think the team will be tomorrow. I don't think Lumsden will be playing, and I don't think Kamara will be playing. So the other 2 that Billy mentioned, Campbell and the wee guy, I think they'll take over from there. The rest will just be as it's always been. Let's go with the tried and tested, and the tried and tested has not been any good.
But it's going to be interesting. We've got an interesting few months coming up. Anyway, we'll be joined by Mr. Fox, who's popped in. Looking dapper, Mr. Fox, eh? Is that a new shirt?
Oh, it's one of my 1970s shirts.
Oh, you're very quiet, Mr. Fox.
Not any better?
No, not at all. Can't hear you. Yeah, Jaffa?
A nice shot though, aye. I don't know how he'll play it tomorrow. I don't know whether he'll think that strategically that he couldn't play Raskin and Cantwell because of repercussions. If we're getting into all that nonsense at this early on in his tenure, Ox, then we really have got we would have some issues. And again, if he puts out a team like Lundstrom last week, or Tillman in the team, who we all collectively feel that they weren't fit, or they weren't match fit, if that's a better term you want to put it, definitely Lundstrom wasn't match fit, then I mean, I just don't see where the energy's coming from in that team, and that's why I would drop Kent Ox. I don't think Ryan Kent's contributing. I really don't.
I don't have a problem with Kent coming into the team, mate. I have a problem with Scott Wright coming in. Nothing against that lad. I just don't think he's good enough to play for our team, and I think we have to move on. And I'd rather play a young boy and give him a debut than play Scott Wright.
Yeah.
He's not scored a goal since the Scottish Cup final last year, mate. Not one.
Many starts has he had, Ox?
I'll tell you how many exactly, mate. If you just give me 1 second. Are you with us, Fox?
I don't know, can you hear me?
No, you're too quiet, mate. You're too quiet.
I don't know.
Right. Sort yourself out and then come back in. Right, I'll give you that in a second. Interesting day there.
I tell him he'll need to pay his lecky ball.
Aye, turn the volume up.
I'm not kidding you guys. See, after what's been in the past there, we're all dumbfounded about what he's going to do next, because nobody who had any knowledge, well, we all had knowledge of what we thought the team would be, was totally gobsmacked when that team was announced, and it went on to get worse and worse and worse. So it's a hit and miss tomorrow who he's going to play, I think. But if he's got any sense, he's going to change it. It doesn't matter what repercussions he's going to get. He's going to take. You can't have two guys like that sitting in the sand again. You know, sitting on the sidelines. That's just not going to happen.
Right, here you go, Jaffa. Here you go. Scott Wright has been involved in 76 games for our club, 27 starts, 49 as substitute. Yeah? 8 goals.
$47 as substitute, Oaks, yeah.
Aye. 8 goals.
Do you know how that breaks down this season?
Do you want it exactly this season? He's been involved in
if you've got it.
27 games, 8 starts, 19 as sub, no goals.
No good enough.
It's more than I thought.
What, no? You can't get any less than no.
No. As far as the starts goes, I didn't think he had that as many starts.
8 obviously, it's 19 subs appearances. You've got to put it in perspective. I mean, he might have been coming on for the last couple of minutes here and there, yeah, but but still involved in 27 games this season, no goals.
So
none.
Can you compare that quickly to Ryan Kent's stats?
I think it's three goals, mate. Therein lies the problem. I'll give you his full stats in a minute, Billy. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, but Ryan Kent, just give me 1 second. Ryan Kent.
I'm not for a minute saying that Scott Wright's the answer.
Ryan Kent has been involved in 37 games this season, 35 starts, 2 sub, 3 goals. Therein lies the problem. Add the 2 together, mate. Yeah. And that's a total of 3 goals. And they're forward players, mate. Forward players.
I know, Ox.
So, David,
I simply
there's
put
your
him in my
alarm
team.
going. You better go and have your medicine.
Can I just bring a point up when it's been brought up in other discussions about people saying, oh, you can't be ruthless, but, no reckless, but be ruthless. I think it's time we've got to be ruthless. I mean, that Mankey mob, they were ruthless, and look where they are. So it sticks to a mile what's going to be done. And it's obviously, it's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to be ruthless, guys.
Aye. I mean, the trouble is that everything's a financial call. If people's contracts are up, decisions are easy. Shake hands, move on. You know, if you're sitting there You get people with contracts left. It's big calls to make. Do you keep them, use them, or do you cut your losses? You know, whatever it is, it's going to cost you money. They're either going to sit there and not take much part, or you're going to have to shake hands and give them a few bob to disappear. You know, nobody will get rid of them because that's football contracts. Anyway, we've been joined by a man with a bit of brains at last. How we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Alex, Jaffa, Billy, Davey.
Hi, Alex.
Hiya, Paul.
Everybody else. Alex here, I thought I was getting out of there. I heard the John Lundstrom interview yesterday, and I must admit, that took my breath away. When he says he was fit, Gary D, man.
Let's say he was fit. Let's say he was fit, Alex. Let's say he was fit. How bad does that make his performance then?
Well, that's what I was coming to. If he's past match fit, dearie me, how bad was it then? It certainly didn't look like to me at the game in that. But it's strange. It's strange. And you're right enough about Michael Beale. He's got to realise now when he's talking to the press, even to the support and that, if he's going to tell the truth to the support, he's got to stick by it. And with the press, he's got to just, I think, quieten down a wee bit. He's probably a nice enough guy in that, but you know yourself, it's results that make the difference in that, and especially when you go to the cup final there and you get beat with your rivals and you don't even put a performance in. And the time we played them before, we had it and all, we played them off the park and we still never won the silverware. But this time we weren't even at the races. And he's got a dilemma tomorrow. I'm going to the game tomorrow, my mate. He's taking his wee grandson. This is his first game at Ibrox tomorrow. So that's kind of pecked everybody up a wee bit.
Is it right that his grandson's 47?
He'll need to call it a performance on tomorrow to keep these fans happy. Because see the first passes that go astray and all that also, the fans will be right for the team. And the caller had made a right good point here about the two, Cantwell and Raskin. And they will play tomorrow. I'll be very surprised if they're not. The full midfield will change tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned. Jack will get in there, and that'll be our midfield, Raskin, and also Cantwell. And if these two guys have an absolute blinder tomorrow, that really puts the pressure on. And Kilmarnock, I'll see a bit of weakness in Rangers in it. And we've just got to try and get behind the team again.
What would you do if you were McInnes, mate? You would set up 4-5-1 for the first 20 minutes. Make sure you cleared the ball, put it up a park, cleared your lines, slowed the game down, done everything 20 minutes, wouldn't you? That would be your big game.
That's all you need to do and get the fans on, what do you call it, back to the Rangers and that. So that's probably his, what do you call it, tactics. We've got to come out and try and go with a bit of pace in that. This is a problem we've had no pace and speed. Never got to rely on the two boys now, Raskin and what do you call it, Cantwell. And I still believe to that they should have been in that team there last Sunday. But so hindsight, it's all by you now. But we've got to really try and put a performance on, because that result absolutely knocked every one of the support back. It was just the manner how we get beat, and that's it. We can get into Old Firm games, as I've said before, and at least you compete. After 5-10 minutes of that game, we knew right away we weren't at the races. And if these guys are coming on saying now they are match fit, it's 10 times worse with the performance. I'm just hoping now the team that puts out tomorrow can come on and give us a bit of a show, because the fans definitely deserve it now. And we've got to try and win every game now, up to the end of the season. And this is what I find strange, I know. The season's coming that quick now. I think it was because of the World Cup and that. It's kind of knocked it away a wee bit now with me. I can't believe we're into, what do you call it, March now. We've only so many games in that left. But, it's just one of the ones in that. And all the injuries, dearie me, I don't even know a club ever that's injuries had that, and that's no excuse. But the players we've got should be able to come in here. And here you talk about Scott Wright and these guys. Scott Wright and them they should be all well out the door then now. He should have went and done what Sands done, put his on up mass to go. Because he'll not kick a ball with Rangers again, that's Scott Wright. And he's one of many. But he's definitely, when they brought him on, the substitute in the second half of that game on Sunday, that was us literally surrendering the full game anyway, whether we'd a chance to come back or not. And it'll be interesting his selection to see how we go and all that now.
Aye, well, it's going to be really interesting with his team selection as the more a year. You know,
Can you hear me yet?
Oh, you sorted there, mate. You all right there?
Right, just before we go to the tune, I want to put another scenario to you, right?
Aye, okay, mate.
That game on Sunday, the manager's got a choice in the midfield. He's got 6 players. You've got Cantwell, Raskin, who are building up their fitness. You've got Ryan Jack just back for injury. You've got Lundstrom in the same state, and also Tillman. Glenn Kamara probably only the fittest one out of the 6. So you're going to play a game which possibly can last 120 minutes with penalty kicks. Do you risk putting the players coming back for injury on first, as he did, and let them see how long they can last? Or do you play the second 3 that came on, and once they tired, you bring on Lundstrom and Tillman, and they break down and you're getting into injury time and you've nothing left on the bench and no substitutes? Did the manager make the right decision?
No.
That's what I'm asking you.
No.
Why?
Right. Using your theory, you start with the 3 we started with. They break down, you bring the 3 on and they break down. The same argument.
No. The other 3 aren't injured.
Uh-huh.
I think Glenn Kamara would have stayed on the part for the at least 90 minutes. The possible changes were in Lundstrom and Tillman.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones to replace them were in all probability Raskin and Cantwell, who are just short of match fitness, but they could have lasted 120 minutes, where the other 2 could possibly not.
Nah, I think the trouble was, folks, that Lundstrom looked miles off it, if we're being honest. Now, if he was fit and we gave him the benefit of the doubt, he had an absolutely shocking game. But I'll tell you what we'll do, folks. We'll come back to this as soon as we've had a tune.
Okay.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though times they have been hard, we've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, whose times they have been hard, will follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands at Ibrox Park. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Are you back with us, Fox?
I am.
Right. Do you know your problem with your theory, mate? And I get where you're coming from, but your problem with your theory is that 5 substitutes or 9 on the bench becomes an issue for you. You've got to try and go out and try and win a game of football. If you don't get the team right at the start, you could be 3-0 down, 2-0 down and struggling, and then try and make your changes. You can't win a game in the first half or the first hour of the game, but you could certainly lose it. I'll bring the lads in and we'll take your point. We'll start with Alex with Wishaw and then we'll go to Billy.
It's a great point, right enough, what Fox is saying. To be quite truthful, when the team got ready at the beginning, when Lundstrom was past fit to play, match fitness, I'd him in my team anyway, right? I'll say that first and foremost. But I had Raskin get in there with him. Some other one was, it was going to be, what do you call him, Tillman. That was my 3 in the middle of the park. But what I'm saying is, when I went in there and I watched after 10 minutes and you watch how Lundstrom is, that was the time to definitely to change it to me. Even 20 minutes in was the time to change it. I know you've got 90 minutes if you go to extra time and penalties, but we've got to try and win the game as far as I'm concerned and get the best team on the park. In the midfield, we found out about Tillman and not taking 2 knocks, and that was him. He was more or less out of the game. Kamara was a guy that was fit out the 3 of them, and you seen he was non-existent. So the midfield was absolutely wrong. And to me, we should have started the strongest midfield. If these guys are no match fit as well, they surely have put a better performance on. And if they get injured and you've got to bring the likes of Lundstrom and that on, that's what it's got to be. It's a squads game. But no for me, definitely. When I seen what you call it at midfield, it really needs, it shouldn't have went to half time before they made the changes in that midfield, as far as I'm concerned. But Fox has got a good point. You work it and all. That's the manager. The manager's he's got to make the selection. Maybe that's how they did see it, but it definitely backfired as far as I'm concerned.
Billy?
Good point, Fox. But I'm singing off roughly the same song sheet as Alex. In my opinion, he had to play strongest 11 to contain Celtic and then get a platform in the game. And after that, you win your individual battle, stamp a good authority in the game, get them on the ropes. When the chances came, take your chances, play football round about them after that, and win the game in 90 minutes and worry about extra time if it comes. But I that's just the way I'm thinking it, Fox. But I understand where you're coming from with players breaking down. But that's the way Ara went at me. Ara played the strongest 11 to start with.
I would have had Lundstrom in my team as well, Fox, if he was fit. When I was picking it before the game. But after that performance, I don't know if I'd ever have him in my team again. But that's just the rationale of that game. Jaffa then, all Davey?
That's a great question, Fox. My take on it would have been, knowing full well how they were going to play and at the pace they were going to play, I would have started with your fittest players. And if that would have meant starting with, in my team was Cantwell, was Raskin and Kamara. I was playing a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-5-1 if you want to play it like that when you're out of possession. That was my take on it. And I mean, essentially what happened actually happened because we went with Lundstrom and Kamara and Tillman, who weren't fit, and we were 2-0 down, and the game was beyond us. Which is, I think, what Ox is saying. The game was gone, and I mean, it could have been a bit more than 2-0, to be honest with you. They had umpteen chances. So I would have matched up with them as far as the fittest players in the pitch, and then I would have worried about how the game, or I would have adjusted the game as the game transpired. If you're still in the game, or it's one each, or you're up 1-0, and you've got Ryan Jack on the bench to bring on to shore things up, or possibly even go to a strict 4-5-1. But I think fundamentally his formation was wrong. He went with a 4-3-3, and we've not been playing a 4-3-3. We've not been playing anything like a 4-3-3 since Michael Beale came in. We weren't even playing a 4-3-3 under Giovanni. I think the last time we played a 4-3-3 was under Gerrard. So I think he got quite a few. He got the team selection wrong, and I think he got the tactics spectacularly wrong.
Davey? Oh, we lost old Davey. I don't like when he goes quiet. You never know.
That's me. You got me now?
Aye, we've got you now. Are you having a cup of tea and a biscuit there?
No, sorry. I forgot to put the mute button up.
I think you do your best work on this show when you're on mute, mate.
No, but don't start me. You put me up my biscuit. Anyway, Foxy's got a very valid point there. But what he's talking about is, that's all hypothetical. I'm with the boys 100%. The way that mob will come out at you, you needed to get your strongest team out there in the middle. And that wasn't your strongest team in the middle. Never mind if it goes to 90 minutes, 120 minutes. You're going to contain them right away, and we didn't do that. And the start was simply we didn't do that is because of where we were and how we approached that game. That's the bottom line.
All right. We'll be joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
Good evening, guys. How's things all right?
Good to hear from you, mate. What's on your mind?
I was just obviously listening to you there, guys, right? Talking about obviously about right. Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of right. And we keep going right as in been on right. But see, we can't as well with pints. I'm just going up to the quotas in case you think what's that echo nails now. As I say, look, obviously we paid $7 million for Kent.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Wright's probably done more. But Kent has done the whole entire season, the 2 seasons he's been here. So is it not just about time we drop Kent? Because I think, with Kent, I think he's maybe, I'm too big to get dropped. We paid £7 million for him, so what did we pay for? Like, was it Buttons or was it a million?
Well, Coppers, mate. Coppers. Ryan Kent starts this season. He's been involved in 37 games, mate. Started 35 and scored 3 goals.
Is that good enough? Is that good enough compared to Wright?
Well, Wright's not scored any goals this season. Not one.
Do you know what? Wright as well. I don't tolerate the guy. I think I know like he shouldn't be anywhere near the team. and I thought like see when we're like 1-0, 2-0 down, and you look, even Morelos as well. Do you mean everybody gets on his back, and I'm like, Morelos would never beat my team. We need to try and get this guy fit. And he's talking about obviously why to play with 2 strikers. He keeps taking Morelos off and put Kolak on. How did they know take Tillman off or Sakala and put Kolak on, and then have, because you're 2-1 down. So and the wee man just scores, and also if he scores that goal and that's 2-1, he's buzzing. So he's raging because he got the calf. So you keep him on the park and you put Kolak on.
I don't think you're alone in that thinking, Jeff.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, Gary, said exactly that when Morelos was coming off. Not that I'm saying I'm in the Alfie camp that I think the time's come we need to say cheerio to him. But as an individual game, just the game on Sunday, I would have kept Morelos on the park because he looked the most likely. He'd already scored one, especially when we had the impetus, and I would have went with 2 up top. Absolutely, Gary. I mean, you're as well getting beat 3 or 4-1, aren't you?
Oh, aye, of course, 100%.
Possibly drawing 2 each. So that was my take on it. And going back to your point on Scott Wright again, just to clarify, I'm not saying that Scott Wright's the answer. All I'm saying is right at this moment in time, we've got 14 games or whatever it is left of the season. For me, give the guy a chance. Can he be any worse than Ryan Kent at this moment in time?
Yeah,
I'm not so sure about that. And he's there. That's where this position exactly where we are right now. I'm just saying for pace, which he's got, him and Sakala, for the game tomorrow. Because for me, Gary, Ryan Kent can't get by a man. He can't get past a man. He's getting caught in possession. He's getting shouldered off possession. I don't know where Ryan Kent's fitness levels are or where his head is or whether he's checked out or not. I don't know. Only Ryan Kent can answer that.
Look at the time when the... Sorry, on you go, mate.
No, I was just going to say, but I'll tell you for what, he's no producing right at this moment in time. He gets the ball, he cuts inside, he either goes right along the 18-yard line or he runs to the other side of the park. When in actual fact, the old Ryan Kent, he used to run to the byline and get by a man.
Yeah, do you know what I think? See with Kent, and it's probably with us all. I think since we had Ryan Kent on the first loan when he came to us, it was phenomenal. It was either between him and it was Jordan Jones, and then we were like, well, if we don't get him, Jordan Jones would be a good replacement. Whatever else, we didn't get Jordan Jones, and then we got Ryan Kent, and you're like, well, that's fair enough. But then the following season, and for now on, he's not kicked his ass. That first season we had with Ryan Kent, man, was phenomenal.
I'll give Ryan Kent stats since he joined us. Gary, yeah, this is his stats. This is the games he's played, right? First season, 40 games, 3 substitute appearances, 6 goals. Second season, 33 games, 30 starts, 3 substitutes, 8 goals. Championship League, 49 appearances, 3 substitutes, 13 goals. In the last 2 seasons, last season and this season, 80 starts, 3 substitutes appearance, 6 goals.
I guess, do you know what? It's actually really, really, really not good enough. I mean, you look at across the road and you get Jota. How many goals is he scoring week in and week out? Do you know what I mean? And
I refuse to look at these stats, Gary, but it's more than 6.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I know we don't want to look at their stats and whatever else, but every time you see Jota scored Jota or whatever, you know what I mean? Or he's like, I mean, I've got good pals that support Celtic and they're all slagging me. What? Not slagging me, but obviously, both football fans do. You know what I mean? And I was actually quite buzzing for the cup final. I said, if we do them on Sunday, that might bring them down a peg or two because I really don't think they're still a great team. Everybody says, "Oh, take your blue tinted glasses off," and I went, but you just look at this. I think we went with the same team at Ibrox, and I think that's what Bale's went to. He's looked at the performance against Hearts at Tynecastle and then against Celtic at Ibrox. Do you know what I mean? We should have learned them at Ibrox, but for me, that team.
When they did play them at Ibrox and we did play at Tynecastle, we didn't play that shape, mate.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, what do you make of this debate, Billy, and take Gary's point about Kent and Wright? You know, and people would say give Scott Wright a chance. If I'm being honest, I would play Sakala out the left and look to play on the right hand side for proper position again. Billy?
Mm-hmm. Aye. Hi, Gary.
Hi, mate.
Listen. We've tried everybody in their dug down that right hand side. We all know that, but I think Scott Wright. I think. Aye. But I think Scott Wright is. We're talking. He's doing the pecking order, and for listen, it could be because he's maybe just he's not shown enough in training, or when he does get a chance, he's not shown enough when he comes on. I don't know, but you've got two or three players there that could play down that right hand side now. It's in front of him. You could play Tillman down there. Sakala's obviously in front of him. So I think Scotty Wright's doing the pecking order. Regarding Kent, I was just listening to Oxchair's stats here.
If he's doing the pecking order, we needed a goal last week with minutes to go, and we brought Scott Wright on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it beggars belief, doesn't it? It beggars the belief. So, listen, Scott, on the flip side of that one, Ox, Scott Wright, when he came on at Hampden the last time in the cup final, he done well against Hearts. So maybe that was the thinking behind.
The great goal. That's the last goal.
Aye, that's right. So that was maybe the manager's thinking, that he could have done or produced the same similar scenario there. But listen, regarding Kent, I know his numbers are no great, but remember, for a year of that, he played under Gio, under a system when he was stuck away out wide. So, and teams were doubling and trebling up on him. And I'm no backing I'm no backing up Ryan Kent here. That's a fact, because Van Bronckhorst played that system. Sorry, the 4-2-3-1, with I think called the 3 Ps. I've spoken about it a couple of times on the show. But you're right, Gary, because sometimes players do need that to get their hunger back.
Yeah, aye.
And maybe the reason Kent does play is because the manager obviously thinks he's the best player of what he has.
Cheers,
Billy, for that position.
Cheers, Billy Boy. We've been joined by Warren. Evening, Billy. Evening, Warren.
Evening, Ox. How are we going?
All right, mate. All right. Aye, had a great week. Carry on, mate.
Oh, aye. Do you know something? I'm just a bit coming down to a riot now after this week. Just first of all, before I start, Ox.
Yes, mate.
Just want to say, want to pay tribute to Rangers Radio, and specifically yourself and Fox and the boys in the background. Now, you do a great job. There's a lot of platforms out there nowadays, maybe towards the younger ones, and I think Rangers Radio, I've told you before, I've been listening to maybe for a few years, and I think it's actually the years are starting to add up, and it's a great show. I really enjoy it, and it's fantastic. As I say, yourself, you're a stalwart. You do a great job, Ox. I just wanted to say that before I get into the nuts and bolts of what I want to say tonight.
Thanks for that, Uncle Warren.
No, not at all. It's been going. I mean, many of you boys can say you've been listening for a few years, you know. It's been Bridgeman as well. The boys have been doing a great job. Now, as I say, I'm just a bit calming down, and where are we? We're Friday, we're playing tomorrow. Absolutely gutted with that. We all are. We know where it's all went wrong, sort of thing. Watching the game on Sunday, early stages of it, I was alarmed at the space in the right wing that their guys were having attacking, and I was alarmed at the centre of the park, the space when they boys picked up the ball. They could do whatever they wanted. See, when Rangers had the ball, they had a man on them, and this was apparent after the first few minutes, and I thought, we've seen this film before. We know how it all transpired. I was angry at that. I saw the thing coming. Your man Kamara and Lundstrom, you know, they had terrible games. It was shocking. But we've been through this. It's not all nuts and bolts, but all the boys have done it all week. Absolutely gutted. And I mean, I'm thinking to myself, you know, Kilmarnock tomorrow. What I'm thinking about is team selection now. I don't, last Sunday, I don't blame Michael Beale. He's just in the door. Great record. I think you say now he's, 13 wins out of 15 or something, you know. But the problem I've got is, see the 2 games that he's no won. They're the 2 most important. That's my problem. But anyway, I'm not getting on at Michael Beale. But what I want to know is, see tomorrow the team selection. See if Glenn Kamara's in that team, and a second one, if John Lundstrom's in there, I'm starting to worry about the manager. What do the guys think?
Oh, right, okay. Jaffa?
Warren, hi Warren, how you doing? Warren, I think if he does that, there's a replica of last Sunday's performances. I think he's just leaving himself wide open to. I mean, it'll go beyond the criticism because it will start to question: does he actually know what he's doing? I mean, it's all well and good saying the league's gone, and I know there's a lot of fans that feel that, Warren, and I totally understand that. I'm not for a minute saying we're going to win the league. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you've got to go and play the 14 games or whatever it is that's left, and they've got to go and actually put a fight up and prove to the fans that they've got something about them, especially the players that are going to be there long term, and the players that are still there and picking wages up. It's football at the end of the day. Especially we don't. It's Glasgow Rangers. We don't give up. You've got to keep on fighting. So, and if the heads go down, Warren, and we start producing absolute, trash performances, then Michael Beale's going to be under so much pressure between now and the end of the season. So there's still a lot to play for. Michael Beale's played for his job essentially, and the players that want to remain at Rangers are playing for contracts. And the guys that are on contract, yeah, we know there's going to be big changes. We know there's a lot of players leaving at the end of the season, but Warren, to answer your question, if John Lundstrom is in that team tomorrow and Malik Tillman, and they're still not match fit, the fans will let them know about it quickly. I'm absolutely sure of that.
Definitely, Jaffa. I mean, we've seen this before. When was the last time you saw a good Rangers-Kilmarnock game at Ibrox? It just doesn't happen. Towards the end of the show, Ox might say, what's your predictions for tomorrow? And it'll be all 3-4-5-0 routine, I hate to say it, but tomorrow, you know how this is all going to go. It'll be the old Turgis display. We might end up winning 1-0, 2-0. I might end up at a draw. Probably the worst thing that could happen is Rangers could come out and win 6-0. And then you'll be like, well, what was that last Sunday? But my main problem is I do not want to see Glenn Kamara in the team. I don't want to see John Lundstrom in the team. I'd rather get, well, obviously we know, Raskin in. Anyone in, any younger players in, has got to change. And this is for the manager. He's putting his neck on the line. If he puts Kamara and Lundstrom in tomorrow at 3 o'clock, the Bears will not be happy.
They certainly let them know, mate. They'll certainly let them know. Anyway, I'm going to cut across you, Warren.
Yep.
We've been joined by the one and only Bob Jair's with us. Bob Jair, yes.
Hello, Bob Jair.
Great to hear from you, Bob Jair.
It's great to be here, pal. I'm not been too well, lads and lasses.
Bob, I'm worried about you.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting better. There are a bad dose of shingles and then a bad dose of pneumonia. I ended up in the hospital. So I thought for a minute I was going to go to the big Ibrox trophy room in the sky, but no, I'm still here. Things are no great at the moment, folks, huh? What can we do?
They've been worse, Bob Jair. They have been worse. Let's put it in perspective.
Well, they have been worse. But they're only a lick of paint off of equalising there last Sunday, for all the criticism we took about it. And so we were a bit unlucky because we did push them back in the second half. I'm sick hearing about how wonderful they are because we're not kicking the arse off. Sorry about that one. Kicking the backside off being as good as them. One or two players, we'll get there again.
Yeah. Billy?
Hi, Bob Jair. Great to hear you on the show, mate. Sorry to hear about you've not been keeping great.
Billy, I'm going to stop you and then come right back to you. Let's all give Bob Jair a round of applause. It's great to have Bob Jair back, isn't it?
Yes, here. Well done, Bob.
Here, Bob Jair.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rangers, my fellow Rangers fans. That's very nice of you.
On you go, Billy boy.
What was the question, Ox? Got amnesia.
Bob Ger says we're not as bad as we thought we are. Yeah.
Oh, aye, listen, Bob Ger. I agree with you. Listen, we know. Listen, these games against Celtic, that's the ones that we all want to beat. We all want to beat Celtic. We want to win every game, but we want to beat Celtic. But listen, I'm with you as well. We were poor last Sunday. Let's no dress it up any way we want. Like, you know, we were poor, but listen, they weren't much better. No. And that's a fact. All right, they could say the debate is, and you know, they could have done this and done that, but they didn't. Right, they lifted the trophy. Okay, fair dues, they won the trophy. They were, in my opinion, it was two teams that weren't very great, and Celtic were just a shade better than us. And that, in my opinion, that's the bottom line, Bob Ger.
No, they were a shade better than a bad Rangers team. Well, an indifferent Rangers team. As Ox says here, we've seen worse. We've seen better. We'll get better again. We've got a lot of people here. We've not had a lot out on the roof. Lawrence, etc. Hadji. We've been unlucky that way with injuries. But, well, hey-ho, here's to the future. And we can still win the Scottish Cup. We're capable of winning the Scottish Cup. And don't let the media tell you we aren't. We are. This joker on, is it Radio 5 Live? He says it'll be a long time before Rangers beat Celtic. No, it won't. No, it won't. We'll pick it up here again. I believe in this man, Beale. A lot of them didn't, but I do. I think he's all right. What I would say is, I think he might be a better coach than a manager. But, well, he is where he is. He's the manager of Rangers. Let's get behind him. Get behind the team. Starting for the Mora. There's a trophy to be won, and let's go for it, eh?
Alex Fisher. Oh, can you come, Alex?
Absolutely brilliant, Bob Ger, to hear for you, mate. Absolutely
Thanks,
wonderful.
Brilliant to hear for you too, mate.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Carry on, Alex.
I'm glad you're getting me them. Yeah, you're totally. It's great just to hear what you call it, optimistic about the team and that. And that's exactly what we've got to do tomorrow, is get behind the team. Get behind the team, hope we get a good result.
Yeah. Talking about somebody who always gets behind the team, we'll be joined by Big Andy. How are we doing, big man?
How you doing, big stuff? All right?
All right, mate.
Aye, I've just about calmed down for Sunday when I phoned you. At a wee level of the day, I went to my cousin's funeral today. He's a famous name to Derek Johnson, 61-year-old. That's my cousin. His old father told me.
Perspective and everything out of perspective, big man.
Aye, that's it brought to him. I've been hanging all week, and I went to the funeral this morning. This afternoon. His old dad took me to the fit when I was 5-year-old. That was 55 years ago. But he's a famous name. It's the right spelling to Derek Johnson. He passed away last month, and that's when we put him to rest.
Sad for your loss, big man.
No, it's one of these things. But just to put everything in perspective, it's only a game at the end of the day. But we move on. But what I'm phoning up for is the presser. The presser yesterday, I don't know if yesterday or the day. Michael Beale has said that he didn't want to throw the players on the bus. They same players threw Giovanni on the bus in the 3 games. They didn't perform. And one of them was playing Sunday. You're a big scouser, you know what I mean? You know, you watch 3 games, Ox, the same as the rest of the boys on the panel. I know to the rest of the boys on the panel anyway. Jeff and Billy Boy and Big Alec and whoever else is there. They're same players, but they're the same to Beale. They fly him on the bus. So I don't know where their loyalties lie. You play your best team, you play your fittest team. You know what I'm saying? To the start. But you said you've said it up 10 times on this on the radio. There's no sentiment in favor. You play to your strengths. Because if he'd won that game, he'd got all the plaudits. He'd been all the plaudits all week. But I don't know. But he's got to learn quick. He's quite I quite like him. I'm still on the Michael Beale train. I'm still on the train, but I'm starting to doubt a wee bit. He gives too much away, and saying this and saying that, and then contradict yourself. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Are you saying that somebody in Ibrox should take him into a room and tell him he's got to be cautious, Andy? Is that what you're telling me?
well, somebody's got to have a wee wind him in a wee bit. Wind him in a wee bit.
Okay.
He's got to be around it. We wish a great Walter Smith. Maybe Walter had been about, maybe Walter had a wee word with him. Because I think he'd a word with his predecessor, with Gerrard. I think Walter could have put him. He gave him a couple of pointers. I think he did, because he said that himself. He spoke to Walter a few times, Gerrard. So I think he's needing somebody. I don't know who's at Ibrox. I do the old school's still there, because there's already a few. But if there's somebody in the old school wants to tell him to wing his neck in a wee bit, then don't give too much away.
Jaffa?
Hi, Andy.
How you doing, Jaffa?
Not bad, pal. Not bad. Sorry to hear for your loss today.
That's all right. No, he's a good boy, knows to. He's a season ticket holder, Ibrox. As I said, he's a famous name. So, but it was before Derek was born, so I wouldn't as if he was named after him. But this is his dad and his name. That's my mum's maiden name, Johnson. So, anyway, we move on.
But on the Michael Beale, Andy, I share your sentiment there. I'm still behind Michael Beale. I don't want to come across that I'm bashing him. I'm not doing that. But I think he needs to learn. He needs to learn quick, Andy. And that's the Rangers' job. That's what he's took, and he should know that. He was there for 3.5 years. He should have known what he was coming into. And I think he does know what he's coming into. But I do think sometimes about exactly what you've just said there, a Walter Smith, or maybe some of the old guard, maybe taking him aside and saying, look, just watch what you're doing, don't give too much away. The press are not your friends. The press are not our friends. They'll never will be our friends. They'll hang you out and they'll quarter you, no problem. They'll take the information, they'll digest it, and they'll manipulate it, and that's just what they do. And Michael's got to learn that. He's got to learn that quickly. I mean, I sometimes wonder if it would be. I know he's got the ex-Arsenal coach with him there, who's an older chap. I can't. Is it Blanfield? The chap's name is. But again, no disrespect to Blanfield. He's been managing. He's been down at Arsenal. Arsenal and Rangers are two different kettles of fish. Glasgow's it's a goldfish bowl. He's got to learn, and he's got to learn quick. And it'd be good if he had somebody confident he could go and talk to, and take counsel off him and just watch what he's doing, watch what he's saying. He's got the fans. The fans are right behind him, but he's got to watch. He's really, the next handful of games are going to be critical for Michael Beale. We've got the rest of the season, and we've got the Scottish Cup to play for, and we've got to win that, Andy. It's an absolute must. If we don't win,
it's a must. It's a must, Jaffa. It's a must, definitely.
He's going to end up in serious doubters behind him.
All right. Since we've got quite a big audience, it's time to hear the South Side Super 6.
Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for the 4th of March. My first selection this weekend is Middlesbrough to beat Reading. My second selection is Burnley to win away at Blackpool. My third selection is Arsenal at home to beat Bournemouth. My fourth selection is Sheffield Wednesday to beat Peterborough. My fifth selection is Derby County to beat Shrewsbury. And my last selection is Barnsley to win away at Bristol Rovers. If you take all 6 selections, it pays 15 to 1.
He's trying hard, Billy boy. He's trying hard.
Open stoats.
Oh, I did.
But
just for the record, I got a line-up last week, 6 selections, 71 to 1, and it was the one he plonked for the Super 6. Right, okay.
Sorry, on you go. Sorry, buddy.
No, on you go, Billy.
No, I was just, I've actually just sat and scribbled the teams down, and I just looked at it and I swear to just throw it right back into the bucket. But I'm going to go with him again because I trust him. He's got to get one up soon for the troops, Oxdear. He's got to get one up for the troops. So hopefully it's a warm.
When he started this in August, he says, this will be a doddle. Now the daffodils have come out, they still don't get one up, Andy.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to do the opposite of what he does. I'll put a tenner on it. I'll give it to charity.
I'll tell you what, fair play to the big man. He's having a good.
Oh no, he's a trier. He's a trier, I mean.
It's a bit of fun. It's a bit
of fun. We've been doing that. Me and the boys in the work were doing that Super 6. We did our own league thing. And I think there's about £400 a pot now because nobody's won it yet. So what happens is, the end of the season, somebody wins it and their half goes to a night out. So I think we're all going to a good night out, you know what I mean?
It's no easy.
Bob, it's no easy.
You're the voice of reason, Bob G. What's your initial thoughts since we've not heard from you? What do you think of Beale?
Well, I think Beale. I think he's a good man. I mean, what you say, he was there under Gerrard. He's a good man. I would say he's a better coach. I think there's a difference between being a good coach and a good manager. That's where I'm split about him. But he comes across well. But I agree with Billy and the rest of the guys. He shouldn't be name calling with them. He should just keep your cards close to your chest, leading up to the game, and just do what we did the older days, do the talking on the park. I cringed when Sakala cried them, the other mob. That's for stuff. That's Sutton stuff. You didn't stoop that low. We're Rangers, and we just keep your cards close to the chest. But my opinion on Beale is, I think eventually he will be good for Rangers. I think so. I'd be interested to see what happens in the next transfer window. That'll make or break him. What do you think?
Jaffa, you think that Douglas Park would not a good coach when he seen one?
It's not get Volvo in it though.
Good idea.
Sorry about that, Warren. Sorry about that, mate. You know, but we'll see where we go tomorrow, right? How's the game going to go tomorrow? I know what I would do if I was Derek McInnes, Alex Rubishon. I think
you've been placed on hold. Please wait.
Alex? Oh, you with us, Alex? No. Billy, I would play it tight if I was him. Clear the ball. Stuffy.
You've been placed on hold. Please wait.
Maybe 4-5-1, yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen next year, regarding the way he'll come. And if Michael Beale plays the players that, for what the boys are saying on the show tonight regarding your Lundstroms, Tillmans, Sakalas, etc., if Derek McInnes sees him starting, he'll be going to tell his players to go, listen, go and mix it with him to see what why they're going to respond. You know what I mean? But listen, Ox, Michael Beale should be wise enough to know what way Derek McInnes will set up with Kilmarnock. So surely he should have a game plan in place. Maybe 2 game plans in place, whatever way he thinks. Maybe go one way, right, he's not going that way, so he's got to go the other way and adjust it accordingly. Or change it halfway through the game no more. So listen, if I was Derek McInnes, I'd be coming to frustrate the life out of Rangers and test us. That's what I would be doing. Definitely, Ox.
Anyway, we've been joined for Andrew Phillips. Evening, Andrew. No, he's not with us. Alex, are you with us?
I'm here.
Self-praise is
yes,
praise.
I'm here also. Yeah.
It's a bonus. Every hour's a bonus for you, mate. Are you with us, Alex? Speak and forever hold your peace. Right, Davey.
I just want to take up.
Well,
yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Aye, speak, Alex. Try speaking.
Is there anybody there?
Davey, how's it going to go?
All right. Right.
Davey? Well, Bob, how do you think it'll go tomorrow? It's obvious what tactics we're going to face. We face it most games, isn't it?
It's pretty predictable. He'll just do what the rest of them do. He'll sit in and try and hit Rangers on the break. That's the only way he can play. Because Rangers will have the majority of the ball, majority of the pressure. He kens that already. And it's just pretty predictable. 100% predictable. They'll sit in and try and hit Rangers on the break. I believe Big Lafferty's away for them. He's away to Linfield, is that right?
Oh, that's correct.
That's
correct. I think Andy for Leeds has joined us now. Evening, Andy.
Good evening, guys. Great shows all week. I'd just like to say thoughts with Andy and great to hear Bob's here back. It's been my night, that's cheered me up.
Thank you very much.
I miss you, big man. Right. Well, I think you said it all. I'm not going to go on a rant or out like that because I think it's all been covered right enough. I'm highly worried about where we're going right enough. Even if we beat them well tomorrow, it's paper in the cracks. We all know that. We've got to get these players out. How we're going to do it, I don't know. On Bale, nah, don't fancy him at all. Talks too much.
Andy, don't be positive now.
No, I'm not going to be. Don't worry. I don't know. I'm scared with that. To not try, but this is not the first time we've said that when we played. We get wins, but 99% of the time, the big games that we have to win, we don't win. Are they fair winning these games? I don't know. Shame, but I'm worried because if we don't get it right, it's another rebuild again. When you're looking at how he goes next season, if it don't go right, then you're looking at they're going to be in front of on the trophy count, which is a record that we've held for many, many years. We've given a lot of them over the years, having gone down the leagues. We've not been there to alter it right enough. But this is getting really worrying now for me, really worrying. I don't know where we go. That's just where I'm at the minute.
We go to Ibrox tomorrow, we'll win the game. We play the season out, we try and win every game. Rangers, players will leave the club. We recruit. I'd sooner get them in the semi-final. We should get through against them. And you hope, with it being so close, that we're really going to get angry over this one and go and sort them out. Getting them in the final and not winning it, that's unthinkable. You have to want to win every game. Every game. We're Rangers, Billy. We've got to try and win every game.
Of course we are.
That's 110% correct, Docs. Glasgow Rangers Football Club, that's what we're all about, winning trophies, winning games of football by hook and crook. Suppose it's we play the best way or we don't play the best way. I think we've just got to button down the hatches. Remember, we're all right, but we're all hurting and we're all stinging because of the circumstances we got beat in the final. We all get that and understand that. However, we're back to league duty tomorrow. We've got to keep this run going and keep this run going to the end of the season. And obviously keep it going in the cup as well and just see where it takes us and then regroup in the summer, as you say, Docs. That's all we can do the now. And let's hope that when we get to the end of the season, we've got another trophy in our cabinet and we take it for there.
We've started clearing the decks already. I know it's only a small part of the jigsaw, Andy, to Leeds. Obviously, James Sands is away back to America. So we wish him all the best. The boy came in as a young boy. Some would argue never really got a chance to play in his natural position. He gave us all he could. It didn't look if he was what we were looking for, but you never know, he might kick on in the future, Andy.
Yeah, well, look, I don't wish him any harm, or I hope wherever he goes, it works for him and he gets his preferred position wherever he's playing, and it works for him. It was, whenever he played for us, I think he is all, but he made a lot of mistakes, didn't he? But you play a guy in the wrong position under the pressure we were with the players that we've not had, and this big pressure goes on him. So I get all of that. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I put 5-0 on for tomorrow, so you can't say I'm not positive on that sense right enough, but come on, I just want to see it. Just show some fight, that's what's worrying me. It's happened too many times, and we all know. I think he knows as well as Bale. He's got to get rid of him. He can't come out and bang them out now because he's got to get them to the end of the season. I get all that as well. It's a frustration, isn't it? You saw you went in the first 5 minutes, you knew we weren't going to win that game. What I didn't like, whether I'm reading it wrong, you're probably not. Yeah. He says in his press conference yesterday when they were going on, he did actually say, well, does any of you out there expect us to beat them? Now, whether he did or he didn't, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. I'm not down with stuff like that. That's trash talking. That's just not good. He's too open.
We just discussed that, mate, that he's got to pick his words wisely because they'll dissect it, it'll get played back to it, we'll get hit with it. He's putting himself under pressure that he doesn't have to. Jaffa and then Warren.
He should take some counsel for Oxford and Rangers Radio. That's what he should do before he goes into a press conference.
Well, he's got my number, mate.
And I'm tongue in cheek with that, Ox, but I know we just said that there a wee bit ago, and I agree, Andy. I think he's got to get some. I don't know. He gets a set of ears around about the place within Ibrox or over at the training ground, just to give him a wee bit of guidance as to what he's doing and where he's getting led to, and concentrating the job because he's got a massive job in his hands. And he's got to win. He's just got to keep winning football matches. It's as simple as that. He's just got to keep winning football matches and stop this nonsense talk about throwing players under buses. It's not about that. It's about winning football matches. Plain and simple. And the rest will take care of itself. Players will come and go, like Ox said. But players will leave at the end of the season. You know, Albert's list last night was concise, but it was probably not far off the facts where we are. And you know, that was always on their case. That was always on the cards that was going to happen. There was going to be a number of players out of contract at the end of the season. It's the recruitment, Andy, that I'm more concerned about. It's the recruitment and the quality of recruitment and who we're bringing in. I was looking earlier on today at Ross Wilson's remit and what he does as a job. And I believe part of his job is he's the guy that actually employs the manager. That's part of his job. That takes you right back to the Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. You know, it was Ross Wilson's. It was on him that we employed Giovanni, and that didn't work out. And that's essentially what's held us back. Because when Giovanni got the job, we were 6 points ahead in the league, and with inside 10 games, we were 6 points behind.
Yeah,
aye,
good point.
Well, we're going to get in the panel and get their last views. We've reached that time of the evening, but I think it's only fitting we go to your Bob Jer to get his last thoughts, because it's great to have the big game back. We missed you, Bob.
Yeah. That's great to be back among you. Of course, that's wonderful. We're among the hardcore of the Jer support for always be. Look, Rangers have got an incentive here that I've never had before. These people could be one trophy behind us at the end of the season, one single solitary trophy. We've got to keep our nose in and still be the best, the most successful club in world football. And I don't know, we're staring down a barrel at 5 trebles out of 6, is it? And that's the other incentive. We've got to stop this treble this year. So it's all about getting it together, getting everybody together and trying to win this trophy at the end of the season. And put our noses in front again, and then just regroup, keep Beale some money, get people in at the start of the season, get stronger and go for it again next year. Walk in, the league's gone. So let's try, do the medicinal things, get people in, get it going next year and win the league again and get 56. And that's them sort of a put back in their place. I'm sure you all agree, yeah? And I'll say good night and thanks. Great to be with you again, boys.
Cheers, Bob Chair. Andy Irvin.
Thanks again for taking my call, and it's brilliant to hear Bob Jer. I missed him on the call in, but Bob Jer, I'm glad to hear his tones again. He's brilliant. And thanks for your talks with my cousin passing away.
Great to hear from you also, big man.
But listen, always a pleasure to to listen to this Rangers Radio. It's the best show in the tune. I always say that. I love the ones after a lot of you. Here's to a 4-0 win. 4-0 win tomorrow.
Cheers,
Take
mate.
it on.
All Davy.
I think everyone's been said there. Everybody said it. Bob J, man, it's marvellous. It's always it's the best show in town. And maybe we can move on with a wee bit more constructive and stop bashing and look forward to, as you said, every game counts, and that's what's a matter. Good night, guys, and God bless the Glasgow Rangers.
Cheers, mate. Alex Fubashaw. Warren, and you come.
Great show again, Ox there.
Oh,
Thank you very much for having us on. Jaffa and Billy and that, and everybody else. And it was great to hear Bob J. Thanks very much, Ox there. A fantastic show. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Warren, and you come, mate.
Right, thanks, Ox. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for
welcome.
putting up with me. I know I'm a menace. I paid tribute at the start of the call to yourself, Rangers Radio, and with Bob Jer coming on tonight. You know something? You probably, yourself, maybe you know a wee bit more than I do, but I was a wee bit concerned. Not heard from a while. It was great to hear from him, and it's fantastic. The boys do a great job on the show. The old team will move on tomorrow. We'll all be watching it, and go on the Glasgow Rangers.
Here. Andy Felix.
Yeah, I think everything's been said there right enough. I think over the week you've been fantastic. You've dealt with some up and down situations, but that's what makes the show what we are. We're not the only show, we're the best show around. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? So for me, always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'll catch you again shortly, hopefully.
Yeah, we're the best show because of people like yourself and everybody who's been on the night and all the boys that are involved. It's a team effort, mate.
Aye, but as I say, you're the guys that polish things. We just come in and do our bit, don't we? But, you know.
Team effort, mate. Team effort. Billy.
Brilliant show, Ox. Thanks very much, mate, for asking us on. Fantastic callers. It was wonderful to hear Bob Jer back on, and it's great to hear he's back to back up to fitnesses again. Thanks very much to my wingman and my brother and Aaron's your Jaffa boy. Listen, Bears, it's time to button down the hatches, stick together and get right behind the team. No surrender, guys, and let's get a victory in the morning.
Yeah. Jaffa?
3-0 for me tomorrow, Ox. I think a good performance is required. Thanks for having me on, Ox. Always brilliant to be on Rangers Radio. And like all the other guys that have echoed there tonight, absolutely delighted. I can't, if you could, I saw the smile on my face, and you know how big my face is, Ox. The smile on my face when Bob Jer came through, absolutely brilliant. Great to hear from you, Bob Jer. Stay fit, pal. Keep fighting, just like the Teddy Bears. Keep it going for the Rangers.
Yeah, right. It was a highlight of the week. There you go.
That was great. Folks, that was
great to hear from Bob Jer. Absolutely fantastic. Can I thank all the people that's phoned in this evening? Davey, John Ontario, Alex, Gary, Warren, Andy Fairburn, Andy Leeds, and of course the one and only Bob Jer. Can I thank Billy and Jaffa for joining us on the show? Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technical. Fox for joining us and causing debate. We'll be back tomorrow between 2 o'clock, the pre-match show. It will be interesting to see what the team is tomorrow afternoon. Take it away, Old School Blue.
How many years ago, my boys, I left the Glasgow town. I followed the pull of the Yankee land and here I've settled down. Although I met the Bridgeton Cross and my friends so near and dear, but I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. You can talk of California where the sun shines all the year. You can bomb about your Broadway light so clear. But if it would fill my heart with sadness, it would fill my heart with cheer. If we only had the Rangers over here. For they're the finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Buck of California, where the sun shines all the year. Singing bum about your Broadway life so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer. And we only had the Rangers over here. Finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. You can talk of California where the sun shines all the year. You can bum about your Broadway life so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer. And we only have the Rangers over here. And we only have the Rangers over here. And we only have the